Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurureva Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam, Trailokyam Sacharacharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. So Bhagavan says all these three should be known. What is action? And action itself is divided into two, and Gurudev has given a chart in his commentary. One is our duties, which is Nitya and Naimitika Karma. We have duties which are our daily, regular duties according to our roles, according to what we have taken. For example, you have family duties. I have mission duties. But I don't have duty towards a wife, because I've not taken a wife, to benefit of it. Therefore, I have a duty towards, if I have, right? So, your Nitya duties. And your Nitya duties constitute not only for yourself, but for your family from whom you are benefiting, even for society. Don't think that you don't have any duty. It's a duty, not a favor. Towards your country, towards humanity, towards the whole world. Therefore, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. It's not just a word saying that we have duties towards all, because we are benefiting from everyone. That is going to be pointed out as yajna, and we will see that more elaborately. So we have duty towards everyone. And those are our daily duties. Therefore, in our daily duties, you had Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta Yajna, not ghost. Means towards the environment. Daily duty. All these are our daily Nitya Karma. Then there are certain duties that come up. There's a wedding, there's a death in the neighborhood or family, etc. These are special. Or there's illness, you have to look after someone in the hospital or something like that. These are occasional duties, but they are duties. Yeah? Then there are things that you don't only duty. Come on, I have to live my life. I have to enjoy a little bit also. So going for a movie, not harmful, but it's desire prompted. Going to the club, going to a restaurant. Yeah. Your duty is to feed this body every day. Not 5 times a day, but at least once a day is your duty. But to go and eat pakoras, that is kamya karma. But I know, now that I'm speaking so much about it, dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangas teshu pajayate. I am not publicizing that the pakoda is good. I am trying to tell you that there are results of it which is called as dysentery. Yeah? Therefore, vikarma. Yeah? That's why forbidden. That's why I told not to do it. But still you all will do it. Because forbidden fruit is desired. Don't worry, that also you will get in the ashram, I'm telling you. Yeah. Manager, yeah. But then you can have it. It is not vikarma. But forbidden fruit, why is it forbidden? Because it can be harmful to it. What can be? It is harmful to you. That's why you should not do it. It is because it may not be for me, because I am special, I'm in control of. They are forbidden because they control you. No? So this is forbidden. One must know what actions can be done and how they are. Even desire-prompted actions must be in the boundaries of moderation, discipline, as well as they are not harmful to others and you. But desire-prompted activities will have bondage. Please remember that. But forbidden are definitely harmful. This is what we have to understand. But what is akarma? Is it just not doing any action? Is akarma. And that also I've told you, that even somebody may not do something but mentally is brooding over it. Is very active. So all this we have to understand, that in this world we've just got this notion not doing any action, and therefore the confusion even about pravritti and nivritti. Action and renunciation. Now, let's go a little bit deeper to understand. An action that binds you is that action which is done with ego and egocentric, selfish desires. Means with attachment to the fruits. When you don't do any action also out of ego and out of attachment, it is inconvenient, it's too much work. That also has got results in the form of bondage. So doing an action and not doing an action, कर्म करना और नहीं कर्म करना, अगर अहंकार से है, निज स्वार्थ से है, कि बड़ी तकलीफ होगी इसलिए है, then that will bear fruit. It is not a karma. It will bear fruit. Therefore, in renunciation also, if there is desire and there is ego, then that renunciation is not a karma. This must be clear. Because even that giving up of that action will have its results. Therefore, Bhagavan warned Arjuna in the beginning that out of delusion, out of ignorance, out of ego, you say that I will not fight this battle because the consequences of this battle I will have to bear. Your renunciation of the battle also will have its effect on you. Clear? I hope this is clear. Therefore, now comes the verse which is very clear to you now. And Bhagavan says,
Karmanya karmayah pashyet akarmani cha karmayah sabuddhiman manushyeshu sayuktah kritsna karma krit.
Now this is the verse, the 18th verse. Again, these verses also surprisingly come on the 9th or the 18th, which are all sacred numbers. No? So, karmani, now in English all this confusion will happen. No? So, I will use the word karmani, in the action, one who sees akarma, inaction. So, one who sees in the action, inaction. It appears to be a complete paradox. And akarmani, In the inactions sees action. Really speaking, our rishis call such confused people, who can't see action as action and inaction as inaction, as sabuddhiman manushyeshu. Such a person is in fact buddhiman, intelligent amongst human beings, because every human being has got an intellect, but they're not intelligent. And just because they question why, or defy, or say I'm an atheist, they're not intelligent. Sabuddhiman manushyeshu sayuktaha. Such a person is united. Such a person is a yogi. Kritsna karma krita. And such a person is the performer of all actions, or who has fulfilled all actions. Each word is very beautiful. I will explain it. Now that you know about this is clear. The simple thing is that when you do an action, and in that there is ego and egocentric, selfish desire, it may not be good or bad, that doesn't matter. No? But there is karma bandhan, there is vasana in that action. And if you give up some activity also with an ego, it's too troublesome for me. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it means what? Want is there, isn't it? Yeah? Then that also bears result. And yet, there are people who do extensive work like our Gurudev did. But with no ego. You say, oh, you're saying like that, but we have seen it. Who's literally 20 hours. And maybe when you see him for Gyan Yagya has been zoomed in this car, for this Bhiksha, that Bhiksha, at least, and even if you follow him for Bhiksha, you realize it's the most tedious thing. Even as youngsters, even some youngsters, when they come with us, first they say, oh, Swamiji, so nice, you get such good food, you get to travel and all that. 2 days when they are with us, imagine what would be with Gurudev. Then they say, you're not enviable, Swamiji. Yeah? Otherwise, immediately they want to join the Brahmachari course, which is starting on, because they feel that really, and if you join the Brahmachari course to take sannyas, because it's really nice, good food, and good travel and world travel, it is not sannyas. I remember traveling with Gurudev. I'm telling you, literally from, and luckily I had chance to be with him here in Siddhabadi. Our morning meditation would start at 5:30. Before that, we would run to his room. He was writing. By 4 o'clock, he was outside writing letters, all ready. And why did he have to write those letters, even to children, etc.? People ask me, Swamiji, why did you take on this path? You can practice it at home also, right? I mean, here was one person I have seen, and many of you have seen. And those who have not seen, learn it from them, know it from them. Yeah. From morning 4 o'clock, and even sometimes you would not allow him to go inside till, but he would go, but 11 o'clock in his room. Yeah? Obviously by 3 o'clock he was up. Even when he went to his room, how many? 3 hours of sleep. Yet ever peaceful, ever cheerful. No? 4 talks in a day, going to homes, people's bhiksha. You see, he was so active. No? Even collecting funds nowadays. I'm sannyasi with a friend. Feed me free of charge, but I'm not ready to raise anything, right? Yeah. going round the world, building these institutions. Tomorrow, day after, you will see how Siddhabadi was constructed, how the details of Siddhabadi. Active throughout the day. And when he gave us Brahmachari Diksha, no? He said the morning hours are yours. Evening hours are yours. Yeah. If you want to spend. But throughout the day you must be seen, visible, working when everybody else is working. No? Seva, mumukshus, they did karma. But karma how? Loka sangraha. Wise one, do that. But mumukshus, for the purification of their mind. No? So we would see him do so many actions. And yet, even after having built so many institutions, I remember standing here in Siddhabadi, people asking him, Swamiji, what will happen, to the mission that you have built? No attachment. He says, one who gave me the ability to look after it, if he wants it, the one who comes after me will also get it. And you saw it happen, right? Actions don't bind. And such people, even doing action, they in their inner presence are as quiet as there is no action done. And therefore their actions are so spontaneous, effortless. And he had even time to sit with the children and laugh with them and tell them the stories. And yet, if you see the productivity, you're amazed. No? This is called as yoga karmasu kaushalam. So what is karma and what is akarma? So when there is ego in the action or in the giving up of the action and doing nothing out of laziness, out of delusion, that also is binding. But here, there is a subtle difference also that is pointed out. And what is that? That when you do your actions as a dedication to the Lord for the welfare of everyone without personal, selfish desires or ego. And how is that possible? I am the sevak of the Lord, I am the instrument of the Lord, I am doing only what? Wherever He's placed me, what are my duties, I am doing it. For what? As my gratitude. And what is the benefit I am going to get? I don't have to ask. It is the purification of the mind, manashodhanam. When such actions are done, they don't produce the result of vasanas. They are as good as inaction. Even good results, that is punya, is also a bondage. Then it is inaction. While those with ego, they say, I will not do this or I will not do that. This karma is troublesome or will agitate me. Then they are only creating bondage for themselves. So those who act in that spirit of karma yoga, even though acting, they don't produce bondage or vasanas. And when that happens, when the mind and intellect is integrated, when the mind is quiet, such a contemplative mind develops a unique power, which modern people might call it intuition, but today intuition is only for healing. Develops what you call as self-awareness. And you start detecting that I, the self, the Atma, who is the witness of all these activities. Even the word witness appears to be doing something. The witness is one who is not involved. That I am aware of my body, mind and intellect and all its activities. And you begin to recognize the akarma, inactive Atma, self, in midst of all the activities of the body, mind and intellect. So sees the akarma Atma, and that the Atma, the self, in simple words, that even when my body, mind and intellect are acting, I am not the doer. I, the Atma, the consciousness, is not the doer. That is when Krishna says, I am not the doer. The self is not the doer. So one who can see the inactive in the actions and know that all the actions that are happening in these inert equipments are because of the presence of the inactive Atma. Petrol, driver, car. That you know the car is moving because of the petrol which is not moving. Yeah? And all movement is possible because of the petrol. But the petrol does not move. Sabuddhiman manusheshu. Such a person really has used his intellect, his vivek, to recognize the Atma which is not the doer. Sayukta. Such a person has been united with the self. Sakritsna karmakrit. Such a person even does all actions, does not get bound, but has fulfilled all actions. When you say fulfilled all actions, after all our actions are for what? We think for this object of desire or for that object of desire, for this goal, for that, this. But what is the purpose behind all of those desires is what? Happiness. Such a person has attained that peace and happiness. And therefore, whatever activity we do, it is to get fulfillment, isn't it? Has got fulfillment and therefore has done all activity. For such a person, whether he does anything or he doesn't do anything, if he does also, does not get bound. If he does not do also, he does not lose anything or get bound. Huh? And therefore, such a person indeed is buddhiman. So in these different stages, we have explained karma and akarma. And therefore, at different levels, different commentators have explained it with these terms. But the highest meaning is one who sees the akarta, the non-doer, Atma, in whose presence all action is taking place. But in midst of all action, sees that I am not the doer. Yeah? And all actions that are taking place is because of the consciousness. One who recognizes this consciousness in midst of all the activities, such a person indeed is the wise one. This is the meaning of this verse. Ganeshji took time. But I hope you don't need more time for that, isn't it? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.